Hey guys, back for another one. Today we're going to talk about a wish list for your, your saltwater aquarium, right? So quickly, a couple of things for me, right? As I said, we're entering week 10 of our Fluval Sea saltwater aquarium series. Okay, so essentially, I'm documenting, everything week to week and documenting the experience, especially for those folks that are new to keeping saltwater aquariums, right? And I think what's unique about this channel is that we're getting more experienced reefers that are still watching the content and contributing in a meaningful way to help out new folks that are new to the hobby, right? The hobby itself, I think, can scare folks when they're first entering. And what I mean by that is, when I was looking into getting into the hobby, I almost was looking for reasons to not do it, in the sense that it would be too difficult to get started, right? And when you start doing some research, I would say don't over research, don't overcomplicate things, right? Because a big barrier for me was, well, I need to buy salt water, or I need to prep water, or I need a bunch of tools and different additives and all these things to make this all work, right? The reality is, there are things that we must have, like the aquarium itself, salt, right? You can get our RODI water systems or use tap water, right? And then you just need the livestock. So you can actually set up, budget builds. I've seen them on other channels. And that's how I learned about the hobby, right? I mean, you can buy an all-in-one like this Fluval, and it can be pretty easy, right? I mean, comes with the pump, comes with the filter, all of these things, right? But let's talk about the wish list, because that's why we're here. So right now, I have the Higer Mini wave maker doing its thing, providing flow to the tank. I've noticed that when I put them in, or in the early weeks, they were even smaller. So they would get blown around. So I actually had the wave maker off for a while. And it wasn't until recently that one of our subscribers had suggested, no, ocean currents have strong flow. You need the flow. It's good for the coral. It's good for, creating oxygenation in the water. So I turned it on, and to be honest, as soon as I turned it on, the coral seemed to be doing better. Before, they were, especially the torches, were more closed up. So in terms of a wish list, I think what I want to get is a Higer Mini, or some sort of smaller wave maker with a controller that allows me to slow the speed for a tank this size, right? I feel like, and I don't know, guys, is this too much flow for what's in here, or is it an adequate amount, right? I mean, the other thing, right? If we look at the pump itself, right, or I should say the output nozzles, right there. Sorry, guys, the output nozzles. I know they sell aftermarket ones, right? So that's on my wish list. I could get a single output nozzle as opposed to having the two. And that might improve flow. I mean, not only that, aesthetically, you can get different colored ones, and it's cool. That's on my wish list, right? I've also looked on sites like Etsy, and they have the 3D media chamber holders, so that you can put your media in there, your Biomax in there, your charcoal in there. So that's on my wish list. They sell them as a kit, right? It comes with the output nozzle, comes with the chamber one media chamber unit. Some of them have like almost like a door closer on the aquarium. So I don't know if that, to be honest, like this is for feeding, right? But is there any benefit to having the open top? Is it, I don't know. Maybe it's to allow some level of evaporation. Would it change things if I close things? I don't know for sure, but you guys can tell me. So again, output nozzles, wave maker on the wish list. Okay. And then right now, as I mentioned, right now we're topping up water, fresh water as we need to with cups of water. Haven't been doing it lately, but I don't want huge salinity swings. I do monitor the water line, so we haven't had too much water evaporation. Also, I'm using this instrument here to measure my salinity. My friend showed me that, I believe the company's called Hannah. You can get these like salinity meters that you just kind of dip in the water and they just tell you the salinity. So that's on my wish list. And then in addition to that, I think, so let me think, right? Outside of that, maybe a better light, right? This light's been great for these coral, but the question, again, it's a wish list. I'm not looking to do this right now, but if you guys have a recommendation for a light that fits in this lid, please put it in the comments. Or if you have an aftermarket light like the AI Prime and you swear by it, let us know. Okay, put it in the comments. But also, what did you do about the lid? Did we get an aftermarket lid? Because what I've seen again on Etsy is there's kits whereby you can get almost like different colored pieces that cover up all these pieces in the aquarium. So it allows you to get a see-through lid. So does anyone out there have a see-through lid for their Fluval or for their setup, or do you go lidless? So again, that's another wish list, not a huge priority for me. And then the other big item, I think, for me, especially to reduce labor, would be the auto water top-off unit. So I've been looking at a small version of that, and somehow to create a reservoir where I'm able to just put, instead of, I could shift this little guy away, have the reservoir below, have their RO unit do its thing. But I think because the tank itself works so well as it is, those are just things on my wish list. So I don't know, as I said, I'm only 10 weeks in, right? But when I listen to more experienced folks, they all tell me, no, you're going to want the top off unit. Salinity can throw and swing your entire tank. So I feel like I need to, invest in that, and, it'll remove some labor, right? Wish list as well, but not on my priority list right now. I would love an RODI water unit, but I want a countertop based unit. So if there's one that you guys recommend for a smaller space that I can put next to the sink, like a kitchen sink, or one that you can remove, like if you're, going to your bathroom and, making your water in there, because that's where I'm mixing my water, guys. Actually, my wife says to me, you're lucky I let you use one of the units to basically create, allow you to mix your water in there. I mean, this is what happens when you live in a small place. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys have, live in homes that maybe are larger. You have a larger tank set up, and you have these units in your garage, and that's great. But for anyone that is living in a smaller space, like, do you guys have an RODI unit? How did you set it up? Did you have a plumber do it? Did you set it up yourself? But again, those are wish list things. For me, it would be, can I get one that I just put on the counter, right? I mean, I know Water Drop has some amazing looking units, but you have to do some level of adjustments, right? Like you may have to, cut into your countertop and all that. I mean, you guys heard the pistol shrimp in there making that clicking sound. Not sure if the camera picked that up, but that's why our goby buddy's out there. He's protecting his buddy. But at any rate, guys, outside of a wish list, oh yeah, and the other thing in terms of my wish list, before I forget, would be a heater that fits in the back chamber that isn't going to fail. In addition to that, if again, you know, money's not an issue, maybe having some sort of backup fail system for a power outage. Like I do have an APC, like one of those like power adapters. If the power goes out, it still does have some juice. I just don't have it hooked up here. It's actually in my storage. I probably should get it, but it's a little bigger than I'd like. So again, it's on the wish list, but it's not a priority. But then I always worry if we did have an outage, maybe I do need some sort of like backup battery that has some juice that I can plug everything in, and then the heat would still go. But yeah, I think like key priority, like, I mean, to summarize everything, I think for me, I don't need much, guys. I mean, everything's working as it is. I don't need the lights. Those are all just nice to have. You know, another like more adjustable fan speed, or a wave maker with an adjustable fan speed would be ideal. The media chamber add-on would be great. You know, the output nozzle. I mean, some folks, you know, recommend upgrading the return pump to improve flow. Like, is that higher priority than, let's say, like a water top-off unit? And I know there's different budgets, right? Like there's different ways to do this, right? Like you can get a manual RO water unit, but you still have labor involved. So, you know, maybe that 80 Canadian dollars or 50, 60 US dollars to get the auto top off is 100% worth it. And I get it. And my friend said it since day one, if you can reduce labor, you're going to have more success, right? And that's where, you know, an electronic salinity meter maybe does make a lot of sense. So if you guys have those recommendations, please put them in. I think in terms of our video, I'd like to thank everyone that's been watching, commenting, and engaging, and helping the channel grow. So if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Thank you, and have a great one.